Hey, good morning, team. This is Eddie coming at you from my cozy couch. So, this will be a quick addition to my Ask and Seek content. I'm calling it Ask and Seek Pop because it's going to be more pop culture oriented. Of course, it's still going to be family friendly. It's still going to be open to anybody to watch if they want to watch it. But basically, as somebody who swims deep in pop culture and has a lot of footing in all the different like pop culture things like movies and cinema and comic books and superheroes and geek culture and gaming and stuff like that. Obviously, I get a lot of questions and I have a lot of conversations that swim in those circles. So I wanted to add this on to my, in a sense, my brand. um, Obviously, I know this is only going to reach like a handful of people, and that's fine. That's fine. It'll reach the people I want it to reach, and the people who watch it are going to be the people who want to watch it. So that is my main concern. Not interested in setting the world on fire, just interested in reaching a handful of people, my fellow geeks, my fellow seekers. So, again, this is going to be Ask and Seek Pop. And, the topic I wanted to talk about today is actually the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, the new movie that came out not too long ago, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Now, I actually wanted to talk about it when it came out in theaters because I did see it in theaters and I thought it was fantastic. And like I said, we're going to talk more about that. But the excuse I have for talking about it today is that it was just announced, I believe, yesterday that it will be hitting streaming on HBO Max on the 18th of, is it April? I think, yeah, the 18th of April, April 18th. And that's only like 45 or 46 days after its theatrical release, so that's a really short window. But I guess it's made a ton of money, like millions and millions of dollars. So they're going to stream it on HBO Max on April 18th. It is, I'm at the time of this recording, is the 12th. And, I'm using that as an excuse to talk about it. I'm using that as an excuse to plug HBO Max. Now, I personally love subscribing to HBO Max because it gives me access to not just all the premium HBO content that I've come to appreciate over the decades. Nobody makes drama series quite like HBO. Now you can think what you want about Game of Thrones, take it or leave it. I'll do both. I'll take Game of Thrones up to like season 5 or 6, and then I'll leave the last 2 seasons. But you get access to Game of Thrones. You're going to get access to premium HBO content, and they really do a good job of stacking their movie database. You get classic films, you get animation, you can get the Miyazaki anime from HBO Max. There's a HBO and DC are run by the same parent company, so you get all kinds of wonderful DC Comics content like the animated movies and the TV series from like the late '90s to early 2000s. So no, HBO Max is not paying me to promote them. I wish, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of HBO Max, and in order to watch the Batman on the 18th, you will need an HBO Max subscription. In my opinion, it's affordable. I think it's like $15 or $16 a month for the amount of content you get. It's really really good. So anyway, as far as the movie The Batman goes, it's fantastic. It's so good. A part of what I was worried about going in, there were two main concerns I had going in. Was one that it was going to be too real, too grounded, because I thought Chris Nolan with his Dark Knight trilogy had already grounded Batman in a way that I thought was semi-realistic, and I thought maybe it was going to be too grounded, too real, too gritty. And then my second concern was that it would stray very, very far from the comic books, from the source material. And both of those fears were quickly diminished and thrown out the window because the movie has a lot of fun with its dynamics and it's nowhere near real. there's certain things in the movie that'll make you shake your head and be like, yeah, that's not real. Certain things will be like, yeah, he should have died. There's a heightened sense of technology in the film that doesn't exist. There's a heightened sense of like any action movie, physics. You can kind of throw physics out the window. And as far as the source material, the comics, they follow the comics so close. It's so faithful to the comics. If you've ever had any exposure to The Long Halloween, if you've ever had any exposure to Batman Year One, if you've ever had any exposure to Batman Zero Year, if you've ever had any exposure to Batman No Man's Land, but basically the characters, the situations were directly inspired by the comics, and as a comic geek, I can deeply appreciate that. Now, two concerns I did not have going into the movie. One was Robert Pattinson. Now, a lot of people remember Pattinson from Twilight. Now, let me make this clear. He was not a bad actor in Twilight. The scripts were bad. The direction was bad. The editing was bad. Pretty much everything was bad about Twilight except the acting. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were really, really good for what they had and for what they were given. So Pattinson's a really great actor. If you don't believe me, check out a lot of his small budget, like indie stuff that he's been doing since Twilight. You can see that he's really elevated his game, and he has become much more choosy and much more focused on the roles that he plays that matches his talent level. Same with Kristen Stewart, by the way. She was just nominated for an Oscar for playing no, I can't remember. Princess Diana, I think. Yeah. Anyway, the other thing I wasn't concerned about with the Batman was the length. It's almost 3 hours long. It's a long movie, but it's an epic. It really is an epic. While I was watching it, I was thinking about the epic studio films that they used to make, like back in the day. And I'm talking about the studio films, back when there were studio systems like MGM. It really felt like an old school epic. We're talking like, now, I don't want to get too pretentious here, but it almost felt like I was watching like Gone with the Wind or Dr. Zhivago or Wizard of Oz or something like a big, huge celebratory like studio movie. And to a certain degree, it is, with a modern lens. So, point of this video is to finally get my voice out there and say yes, as a huge Batman fan that's been following Batman ever since Adam West and Burt Ward in the Batman 66 series, followed through with Batman the Animated Series, which I still think is top-notch seminal Batman, following through to Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher, transitioning into Christopher Nolan, following Batman and Superman through the dismal Zack Snyder era. Sorry, Snyderverse people, Zack Snyder fans, sorry, just... no, I'm not feeling it. Zack Snyder was the wrong guy to choose to do that, so I'm sorry. And following, Ben Affleck and seeing where it's all going to go with, the Flash and everything. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Matt Reeves, the Batman, takes the next two movies. We're probably going to get, Joker, and we're probably going to get some other really interesting villains. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, anyway, God bless you. Thanks for geeking out with me for almost 9 minutes. See the Batman, whether you video on demand it, whether you see it yet in theaters, or whether you subscribe to HBO Max to see it. It's worth your time. God bless. Stay frosty, team.